August 31st, 1805, the Lewis and Clark expedition sets off overland with 29 horses, 1 mule, and a Shoshone guide named Old Toby. They head north over a mountain pass into the valley of the beautiful river.
On September 11th, the expedition descended into the Bitterroot Mountains. After losing the trail in the heavily wooded forest and short on provisions, they staggered out of the mountains 11 days later.
Sergeant Patrick Grass described it as the most terrible mountains I have ever beheld. John Ordway wrote on September 11th, the mountains extended as far as the eye could extend. They extended much further than we expected.
On October 7th, the expedition set off on the Clearwater River, with a current at its back for the first time since St. Louis.
On October 16th, after traveling down the Clearwater and Snake Rivers, they reached the Columbia.
On November 7th, Clark thinks that they have reached the coast of the Pacific and have traveled more than 4,000 miles, but in reality they have only reached the entrance of Gray's Bay more than 20 miles from the Pacific.
On November 24th, as winter began to set in, the expedition decided to spend the winter on the south side of the Columbia. They named the camp Fort Clatsop.
On March 7th, after the rainy winter, the expedition runs out of whiskey after previously running out of tobacco. Low on supplies, they continue their journey using tree bark as tobacco.
Between May and late June, the expedition made their way home. Arriving with the Nez Perce, they waited until the snow melts before crossing the Bitterroots.
On July 3rd, after crossing the Bitterroots, the expedition splits into several smaller groups to better explore the Louisiana Territory.
July 25th, Clark's group entered the Great Plains. They came across a sandstone outcropping. He names it Pompey's Tower after Sacagawea's son, nicknamed Little Pomp. Clark inscribes his name and date into the sandstone. This is the only physical evidence the Corps of Discovery left in the landscape that is surviving today. The other 3 groups are 300 miles away near the Canadian border.
On July 26th and 27th, Lewis sees 8 Blackfeet warriors that they camp with on the night of the 26th. In the morning, they catch the Indians trying to steal their horses and guns. In the fight afterwards, 2 Blackfeet were killed. This is the only bloodshed during the entire expedition. They then ride for 24 straight hours to meet another group on the Missouri.
On August 12th, the entire expedition is reunited downstream from the mouth of the Yellowstone. 2 days later, they arrive in the Mandan village, where they drop off John Colter, Charbonneau, Sacagawea, and Baptiste. On September 23rd, now speeding down the Missouri at 70 miles a day, the expedition reaches their last day on the Corps of Discovery after 2.5 years away.